Today I have the biggest, most luxurious barge from the guys from Bavaria, and it is the BMW 730 LD. This is the top of the line, long wheelbase version, and it's got all the bells and whistles you could possibly have and even imagine. It's got all the bases covered and it's truly stunning in a word. As you can see, this car is huge. It's 4.9 meters long. It's actually quite a handful in Delhi traffic, but you can actually just use it daily and people would give way to you. That's how imposing this is. When people look at you from the front, they might not think that you're such a big car, but when you overtake them, they definitely get scared because they see this, and plus it's a black car. It's extremely mafia spec according to me. I think this is the best spec you can buy this car in. So as you can come to see the rear of the car, it's actually really nice, really subtle. It's not very eye-catching, it's not going to get you in trouble. But I love the sleek LEDs on the taillight, and this thick chrome line also adds class to the rear end. I think overall it's a great looking package from all sides. So coming to the boot of the car, there's two ways to open it. One, you can activate directly from the key, or there is a soft touch button right here. But I'll launch it from the key. So if you hold the boot button on the key, the boot just pops open, and as you can see that I have a big box inside and a bag, and there's still quite a lot of room, although I would feel that the entry loading bay is a little narrow. It could have been a little wider for the larger suitcases. I think partially this has been compromised because now BMW is providing a flat tire, space saver, but still there's a flat tire on the rear, and I think because of that a little boot space has been compromised for a little practicality. So as you can see, now I'm inside the interior of the car, and it's a great place to be. I know these cars are supposed to be chauffeur driven, but I strongly believe that this car can also be self-driven by the owner every day. It's just that good. The seats are so nice, they're body hugging, and they're so wide, and you fit in just perfect in the seat. You have the steering wheel, which is beautifully finished in this brown leather. You've got all the host of controls, cruise control, speed limiter, volume control, etc. You've got all the bells and whistles. Then you come to the gear lever, and then you got the joystick gear lever, you've got the iDrive, the sport mode buttons, you've got two cup holders, you've got a cigarette lighter which I have a charging socket in, and then you have the beautiful, very beautiful center console. I think it's a great place to be, and you've got a host of features for the driver itself to keep him involved. I think it's a great place to be. So this is the iDrive that the new 5 Series also has. It's the updated latest one. So it's got gesture control. So it's got a host of features. So when you want to reduce the volume or increase the volume, you can just do that. Just roam your finger counterclockwise or clockwise, and it's going to adjust the volume accordingly. I think it's a great feature. Just reduce that. That's how convenient it is. I think it's a beautiful feature. I mean, these cars, again, as I said, it's supposed to be chauffeur driven. I think this car beats that conception. I think this can be self-driven every day as well. So as you can see, this has the similar dash with the X3, the 3 driving mode. This is comfort mode. This is Eco Pro. And this is Sport. This one looks the best, I think. What is your opinion? So this has the full touchscreen AC interface. It's not usual with knobs. It just has knobs for the temperature, but everything else is touch screen. You can see the fan speed. This is heated seats. This is cooled seats, and this is the inside car fragrance. Yeah, this car has its own perfume. So when you tap this button, the perfume comes on, and that is for the passenger. It's a quad zone climate control in this car, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. I think that's pretty cool. So now I'm currently in the rear seat where the money you can spend is visible. It's extremely big. You have ample legroom, and you've got a host of features. I mean, there's this tab here where I can eject the tab, this tab, and I can control a host of features from this, from massage seats, cooled seats, heated seats, everything. And also I can make this into a perfect lounge, as I could just show you right now. So now it's moving to sleep position. This is what the car calls the sleep position.
As you can see, the front seat is moving forward. This is becoming from economy to business. Now it's becoming first class. I think you can just sleep here all day. You know, you don't need a house. You can sell your house, get one of these, and just sleep here all day. I think it's a great combination. You can see the headrest is folded, the screen comes up, so it's not tilted, and my backrest has reclined, so I'm at the optimum angle, and it's just moving more forward. Do you need more room than this? I don't know, but I think it's a great luxury. I mean, if you're the ideal chauffeur-driven person, this is it for you. And I'm good. I'm just fully comfortable, just at home in such a car. I think it's a great package. And then when you're done, you can put the tab back and go to sleep. So you've got a host of controls on the door as well. You've got the massage seat options, seat memory, and then the last button is where you can actually go into a full recline mode and the front passenger seat moves forward. So when I press it, you can see that the front passenger seat is moving and I'm coming into this recline mode. It's actually really nice and very, very cool feature. Then the door has sun blind feature, so I can open the sun blind, or if it's too sunny, I can just close it. I think that's pretty cool as well. And then I can open that other door sun blind as well. And then the coolest feature, I can open the rear sun blind as well. And another cool feature is that this car has dual sunroof, so one for the front, one for the back. Now unfortunately the back one, the glass does not open, but the rear blind does open like this. So I've opened it with the press of a button on the door, and it's obviously laminated, and I think I keep it open because it lends a more airy feel in the rear. I think that's pretty cool feature. So as you can see, as I said before, it's a quad zone air conditioning. 2 dual zone in the front, 2 dual zone in the back, and both passengers can have their own temperatures, own fan speed, and I think that's pretty cool to have no arguments over temperature. There are additional stuff though. So when you pull down this flap, you can connect an HDMI, your headphones, or a USB, and there are separate headphone sockets as well, so that you can use the entertainment on your each individual screen differently and not disturb the whole car. I think that's pretty cool. And then there's 2 cigarette lighters when you open the secret flap. So again, for the viewers who love their cigarettes, this car also has an ashtray. Not a lot of cars come with this nowadays, but this definitely has one, keeping in mind for all audiences. So this is the cool key of the car. You got lots of features. You can lock or unlock the car. You can see what is your service intervals. You can see how much range you have. You can set the air conditioning on the departure time, your next departure time. And you've got automatic parking, and you can move the car with the remote. Now I know this sounds pretty cool, maybe you've seen this somewhere else, but I'd like to show it here too. So once you do is the car is connected to the key. I press this, it's connecting to the car, as you can see, via Wi-Fi, and it's connected. Now I press the side button and it says I can turn on the engine. Yeah, so I've turned on the engine now, and it's just activating remote control parking for me. Yes, the car is ready. Now as you can see, there's 2 arrows. I can move it forward or I can move it backward. Now I'll move it forward first, and you can see I have to hold it and push forward, and the car will move forward. And for the record, there's nobody sitting inside the car. The car is moving on its own. We'll stop it, and then I'll move it back. And as you can see, there's nobody sitting in the car. The car is moving on its own. I think that's a pretty cool feature you can show off to your friends. So now I'm behind the wheel of the 730D, and let's see how this thing drives. So I put the joystick lever in D, and you can set off, and the car just easily ambles along, you know, no fuss, no lag, no nothing. It's actually really easy to drive this very big car in city. I think, I mean, you know, people have a conception this car is very big. It's almost 5 meters long. You can't take it in traffic. People are gonna scrape you. People are gonna bully you. You'll be really cautious because, you know, everything's gonna be expensive to replace in this if you scratch it. But it's actually not so bad, and people do care about it. I mean, I was surprised with the amount of respect I got on the road with this car. And I did not hesitate taking it to the tightest of places, which I would not probably before. But I just, you know, thought to give it a shot. And I think it worked really well. So currently I'm in comfort mode. if I put it into sport mode, I can put it into sport mode and the dials will change, and you can feel the car instantly downshifts. It's ready to jump. It's ready to jump forward, lunge forward, and just munch the miles. Because I did take this car for a highway drive to Chandigarh and back, and while going, I had the car in comfort and eco. I was playing around with the settings, and I did feel that the car was a little jiggly on bumps. It was a little soft. It was a little too soft. There was too much body movement. But on the way back, I had the car in sport mode, and oh my god, the car was so planted. It was just on the bumps. I was easily cruising and eating the miles. I mean, I think to on the highway, instead of comfort mode, the ideal setting is to have this car in sport mode, because it actually stiffens up the suspension. You can take bumps on high speeds really well. There's very less body movement, and not only me, my passengers, my family in the back could instantly tell the difference between the comfort and the sport. But normally they thought it's a gimmick, but they could actually tell the difference between comfort and sport mode. The engine is very punchy. It's the same engine, the 530D. It's the 262 horsepower, 602 Newton meters of torque, straight 6 diesel, the 3 liter, yes. And it's super punchy. So you would think that this car might not be that fast because it is 1800 plus kilos after all, right? And it's pretty big. But this car really shifts. It really shifts. It really moves. This car can dance, provided the owner or the driver is ready to make it dance. It will dance. It's a great driving car. I mean, the BMWs have always known to be the ultimate driving machine, and this does not fall back from it. It's a great handling, great. It's so planted in corners, you don't feel the weight. Yes, you do feel the weight, but it's not disconcerting. You don't feel discouraged by pushing this car in the corners. It actually sticks to the road brilliantly well. It's obviously helped by 275 section tires in the rear, 19-inch, and the fronts are 245 with a staggered setup. But it just further helps the driving dynamics of the car. I think it's a great package. I mean, if I had to choose between the rear seat and the driving seat, I'd probably choose the driving seat in this car. I would love to drive this car every day. To sum things up, in the 7 Series, I think it looks great. It's got a great interior, it's got acres of space, it's got overall presence on the road. The engine is supremely punchy, and if driven sanely, I think you can get huge gas mileage. Overall, it's just a very fine package, and at 1.3 crores on road, it sort of has to be a great package. I mean, you will expect it to be a great package, and it does deliver on all fronts. Overall, I'm just smitten, and I think it's the pick in this segment for me. I'm just in love, and I can see no reason why I would not buy one with my own hard money. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.